Good morning, guys. This is Brett. I'm down here at Fountain Bluff Sports Complex in Liberty, Missouri, and I'm gonna show you guys how to check the moisture of a sand-based bentgrass infield and how to appropriately water it. It is about 6 o'clock here, 6 a.m. that is, and as you can see, pretty dark. That's why they have field lights. Alright, so I just have a normal soil probe here. You can get them pretty much anywhere. A Site One or a Dundeer Landscapes is a pretty good place to do it. So let me just go ahead and sit you guys down here. You just want to go straight down and don't force it in, but kind of go somewhat down like this, and then you always want to twist it and slowly pull out. So let me show you what we have here. So this is the soil profile. You have, of course, your blades on top, and if you wanted to break it apart, you can see your roots and how big of a root zone you have. So right there at the very bottom, you can actually see, make sure that light. You can actually see some roots there, maybe. Anyway, so that's probably about 2.5 inches or so, and that's as far as I went down. You don't want to force a probe too far, but it's a good idea of you try to use the same amount of force every time, and that'll really help you guys out to know if it's drier in areas or more saturated in areas. So right here, if you just kind of look at it, you want to kind of push against it and just kind of look at different shades of dirt and soil. And so this has pretty decent moisture. We have overhead irrigation here on this infield. I guess I can show you the infield. This is our championship field. The bent grass. It's a bentgrass infield. And so that was a pretty good area. I'll show you an area that I probed earlier this morning that's I would consider a localized dry spot or an LES. Let's see, it's right here. I'll go right next to it. So I can already tell when I probed this morning how hard it is. I can only get there's that metal ring on there, so I can't get in the ground very far. Again, not forcing it. I pulled out and look, and this is just so much drier. It's a lot harder, and it's just, I guess when you do it enough, and I'm not a pro by any means, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with your field, and you can make pretty accurate assessments. So in this area, I'm dry. That is usually an LDS area. Back here where the umpire stand is usually one, but that's where I showed you the first probe at, and it was pretty good this morning. So, so we could also go over and do the outfield, or we have aprons here that are a majority Kentucky bluegrass, and they're non-irrigated. So that's actually what I'm doing this morning. I'm watering them, giving them a quick shot of water. So let's just probe here one area. So as you can see, we just have a real odd soil here. We water too much and it stays saturated, and it's actually more detrimental to the turf. But then if we underwater, it just dries up so quickly. So it's really kind of a back and forth. See, I've been here about 6 months and I'm still getting the lay of the land, and we'll always be gaining experience. So here's one area that is usually checked out pretty quickly, and we think this is mainly from compaction, or it's a little bit of different soil type. I don't think I'd do that much in that localized of an area, but overall you can see it looks, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Also our back arc, the I guess your front arc of the outfield, back arc of the infield is what I call it, that does not have irrigation either. It actually has it, but it does not work right now. We cannot find the valve box, as simple as that sounds to find one. We're unable to find it, and therefore it hasn't been watering. I take that back, we did find it. Our irrigation are on, I guess the same main line runs right over here on field 8, and it's in the warning track, unfortunately. And so right outside that main, you have the irrigation boxes, valve boxes for field 7, or for field 8 and field 9, which is the field I'm on right now. And that makes it a lot harder to find them if they are actually under warning track material, which ours is ag lime. You guys know what that is, how hard that is to work with. It can either be dust or it can be hard as a brickbat, hard as rock. Makes sense, huh? I'm gonna go ahead and get back to watering, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, back with you right now. Alright, so we're just using a 1-inch hose, quick cupper, back in the field, pretty standard. I have usually always using a nozzle on the other hose, so the water, and that goes for the infield dirt, the skin, as well as in grass. However, when I started here, my supervisor said you really need to start using thumb watering, which is just what it sounds like. It's when you're at home and you don't have a nozzle, put your thumb over it so it can reach a little further. So that's all I'm doing here. I just have my thumb over a little bit. And when you're watering this bent grass stuff, yes, when you're watering this bent grass, it's pretty easy to damage. So what you want to do, you always want to aim the stream up and try to get it to be, I guess, as fine of a mist as you can. Granted, it's kind of hard, but you just don't want to be pointing straight down at the grass. That will, you can watch it tear it up. And so you just want to go around here and do a real fine watering. Try to be as even as possible, unless you have localized dry areas like the one over here. Hey, I splattered you guys. There we go. Like the one over here, that you actually do want to water heavier. Something you'll learn is that grass edges, where the skin meets the grass, is always a problem area. And we'll cover that in another video. As much as you can limit your skin to grass edges or your lips, the better you're going to be. That is why I'm not a big fan of the pitcher's walk-up area. Granted, you won't have to sod as much if you have that area, but you'll have to do a lot more lip work and possibly do a lot more sodding just on that lip. Alrighty, well, I better get back to work and we will chat later. Thanks for watching.